Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to be trialing a TBR prompt jar. Now I've done this a couple times before, but I've had like TBR cards that I've tried, and I remember setting this up and printing these off ages ago, so I have no idea what these prompts are, but I thought we could just give it a go and see what books we're going to get for the month of March. So they are all printed out and they are in this jar. This is a drinking glass from what I know. I got this in my Illumicrate box for February, so I just thought it was kind of a nice size. We're just going to be using this for the foreseeable future, but like I said, I have no idea what prompts are in here, so I don't remember anything that I wrote, so we are just going to be picking at random. Now I did do a TBR for the month of February, and I think out of the books I chose I may have read 1 or 2 of those, so I'm thinking to potentially choose 5 books because I tend to read about 7 or 8 on average a month, so I think 5 is kind of a good start just to see whether it's something that I can continue on doing. So let's just jump right into it. So the first prompt, my hand doesn't necessarily fit in. So it says, treat yourself, buy a new book to read. So, I mean, what are the chances of pulling this on the first go? That's just crazy. So I will save this till the end and then we can have a browse and choose a new book together. So that'll be book number 1. So book number 2 is hopefully one that's already on my TBR. So we have orange on the cover, so let me go for a browse. So I'm actually really excited for this one. So for orange on the cover, I've chosen Dragon Rider by Taran Matharu. Now this is his first like adult fantasy novel. I think it's going to be part of a series, and I mean, I got the proof of it a while ago and I just haven't got around to picking it up. It comes out in April this year, so I think this is kind of like the perfect time to read it because I'll be reading it just before it comes out. It doesn't say the date, it just says April, so I'm not entirely sure, but I mean the proof is just absolutely stunning. It is gorgeous. When I had space I had it like front and center on my dragon shelf, but I just have too many dragon books now. But I mean, I'm so excited for this. So this is the second book we're going to be reading, hopefully in March. Give it a bit of a shake and we are on to the third prompt now. So we've got written by 2 authors. So now I know I don't have many books that are written by 2 authors, so this could be a bit tricky. Okay, so the only book that I've kind of found that fits that is Christina Lauren's Something Wilder. Now, if you didn't know, Christina Lauren is actually a pen name for Christina Hobbs and Lauren Billings, so they are co-authors, and I never really knew that until like a year ago, which is quite surprising because it doesn't read like 2 people have kind of wrote this. But so the only book I really have is, like I said, Something Wilder. It is a romance, and I'm not too sure how compelled I'm going to be to pick this up because I am not the biggest romance person. I do like a good romance, but there are probably other romances that I've wanted to pick up rather than this. But again, this is the only one that kind of fits the bill, so we are going to stick with this and hopefully we will get around to it because I do need to kind of venture out of my reading genre a bit because I do tend to just stick with fantasy, so we shall see. But yes, a bit of mix for this month, so I suppose it's kind of good. Okay, so that was prompt number 3, so we need prompt number 4. So we've got the lowest rated book. Now I'm assuming I'm going to do this on Goodreads just because that tends to be the go-to place that I put all my books. So let's have a quick look. Okay, so we are on my physical TBR. We've got average rating and we've got it in reverse. The top option is The Sanctuary of Shadows, which is a newer book that I've actually put on my TBR. Now, I want to say this has just got the lowest ratings just because it's quite new. Let me grab it. So I got this while I did a weekend away with Tandem, and this was one of the proofs that they gave us. So from what I know, I feel like it gives me Night Circus sort of vibes because it's set at like a circus in a tent, and I just instantly picture that book. But it says, enter the circus at your own risk and discover the greatest show on earth in this thrilling, romantic and darkly magical fantasy novel. So I am kind of excited to pick this up. Like I said, it is one of the newer books on my TBR, and this does actually come out in March as well, so again that's quite handy because, you know, hopefully I will be reading it in March. I am very excited to give this a go and let you know my thoughts. So this is prompt number 4, and then the last one, which is prompt number 5, before we go and decide which book I need to buy. So we have a thriller mystery, so we are definitely getting a range in this TBR, which I think is kind of a good thing. So let me have a browse my thriller shelf. So I've actually wanted to pick up this author for a while and I've just never got around to it. So I've chosen The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. Now I have 2 books by her. I have this one and I have The Co-Worker, but I feel like a lot of people have read and reviewed this one. Now I'm not a big thriller mystery sort of person. I do like a thriller, but again it tends to be more in a fantasy book than just a standalone thriller. But I have heard very, very good things. I do like a thriller book. The most recent one I read was The Fury by Alex Michaelides and I really enjoy his writing, so hopefully I will enjoy this too. And now going back to the first prompt, which is treat yourself to a new book, I have had a quick look on Waterstones because that tends to be where I buy most of my books anyway, and I have actually ordered a book in store with them, and the book comes out on the 14th of March, so I feel like if I was going to buy that anyway, and I might as well choose that to just read in March as well. So the book is Law of the Wilds. I have heard very good things. I've heard very much like cottagecore sort of fantasy vibes, which I'm very intrigued by, and it is a fae romance with a love triangle, so I am very excited to give that a go. Like I said, I have already pre-ordered that, so that will be coming in hopefully on or around the 14th, which I will pick up as soon as possible, and then I can add that to my TBR for March and hopefully just read it when I buy it, sort of. So these are the 4 plus Law of the Wilds that I'm going to be reading hopefully in March. I think we've got quite a good mix. We've got fantasy, we've got thriller, we've got romance, so I mean this is probably going to be the most different genres I've read in a month for a very long time. So I'm excited to give them all a go and let you know my thoughts. I tend to do weekly vlogs, so you will be able to hear my thoughts throughout, which I'm still really enjoying doing. So yes, I enjoyed this video. I think I'm definitely going to try and give these more of a go. I enjoyed the prompts as well, because knowing that I wrote them down quite a while ago, I think they are still really good prompts, because I mean I have chosen some, I think, some really good picks for March, so I will definitely like to keep this going and hopefully this can be a monthly thing. Okay, so that is our TBR for the month of March. Let me just do a quick recap and show you guys the books that we have chosen. So we have The Sanctuary of Shadows by Aurora Asher, Something Wilder by Christina Lauren, The Housemaid by Frida McFadden, Dragon Rider by Taran Matharu, and Law of the Wilds by Annalise Sobrana. I am very excited about this TBR. I do think we have a good variety, and I think that's definitely going to push me out of my comfort zone a little bit. But please let me know what is on your TBR for the month of March, and let me know if you want any of these books featured in a specific vlog. I would be happy to try and do that for you. But thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!